Now, let us begin our class with Brahmanad. Om. Om. Shanti. 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 Swastha. Good morning, children. In our first video, we discussed the first unit of the lesson, My Greatest Olympic Prize. In today's class, we will discuss Unit 2 and Unit 3 of the lesson, My Greatest Olympic Prize by Jesse Owens. To recap, let me ask you two questions. My first question is, why did Jesse Owens come to Berlin? Jesse Owens came to Berlin to participate in 1936 Summer Olympics held in Berlin. What did Jesse Owens find after reaching in Berlin? After reaching in Berlin, he found that the nationalistic feelings were running very high there because the then ruler of Germany, Adolf Hitler, had childishly commented that his performers or his athletes were the members of a master race and they would win all the medals in all the events of 1936 Summer Olympics. Now, let us proceed to Unit 2 of the lesson, My Greatest Olympic Prize. An angry athlete is an athlete who will make mistakes, as any coach will tell you. So, what is the standpoint of a coach? The standpoint of a coach is that an angry athlete is an athlete who will make mistakes. It is not only in the case of athletes, it is with all the human beings. With the human beings, when get angry, we make mistakes in our lives, as anger is the worst enemy of a person. If I have any enemy, it is no other than my own anger. So, we should not be angry in our lives. If we get angry, definitely we will make mistakes in our lives. So, the standpoint of a coach is that an angry athlete is athlete who will make mistakes. And Jesse Owens was no exception. As he was angry, he also did mistakes. He could not concentrate on his own event. What mistakes did he make due to his anger? Now let us read. On the first of my 3 qualifying jumps, I leaped from several inches beyond the takeoff board. As he was angry, what did he do? He jumped several inches beyond the takeoff board. As you know, in sports events, athletes get 3 chances to qualify for the finals. As an athlete, Jesse Owens was also given 3 chances to qualify for the finals. In his first trial, what did he do? He jumped. Leaped means jumped several inches beyond the takeoff board. As a result, his jump was declared a no jump by the referee. On the first of my 3 qualifying jumps, I leaped from several inches beyond the takeoff board for a no jump. On the second jump, I was even worse. On the second jump also he could not concentrate on his event. He crossed the takeoff board. As a result, the referee declared his second trial jump was also a foul or was also a no jump. So he lost the past two qualifying trials due to his anger. On the second jump, I was even worse. Did I come 3,000 miles? For this, I thought bitterly. To fail in the trials and make a fool of myself. After losing the first two trials of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, he started asking himself. What did he ask himself? He started asking himself whether he had come from America to Berlin to make a fool of himself. Whether he had come from America to Berlin to disqualify in the trials. So he said to himself, did I come 3,000 miles? For this, I thought bitterly. Here, bitterly means expressing shared feelings. Bitterly, B-I-T-T-E-R-L-Y. Bitterly means what? Bitterly means shared feelings. To fail in the trials and make a fool of myself. Make a fool of myself means to do something foolish. This was what he asked himself. Nobody asked this question to Jesse Owens. But he asked this question to himself after losing the past two trial jumps of the long jump event. Clear? Walking a few yards from the pit, I kicked disgustedly at the ground. Disgustedly means with a strong feeling of dislike. Disgustedly, with a strong feeling of dislike. What did he do? After his second trial jump was declared as a no jump, he walked a few yards from the pit and kicked the ground disgustedly. I kicked disgustedly at the ground. Suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder. At that time, when he was in distress, he felt somebody's hand on his shoulder. And when he turned round to confirm himself who had put his hand on his shoulder, he looked. It was no other than that tall German long jumper who had qualified on his first trial jump for the finals. I turned to look into. Look into is a phrasal verb. And look into means what? Look into means examine. Look into the friendly blue eyes of the tall German long jumper. He had easily qualified for the trials. He had easily qualified for the finals on his first attempt. See, it was the tall German long jumper who had come to Jesse Owens when he found that something was bothering him. Something was bothering Jesse Owens. In fact, Lodge Long had imbibed the quality of a true sportsmanship spirit. And that true sportsmanship spirit had compelled him to go to Jesse Owens and calm down his anger. Because it was understood by Lodge Long that the anger of Jesse Owens was bothering him. So he went to him and made friendship with him. I turned to look into the friendly blue eyes of the tall German long jumper. He had easily qualified for the finals on his first trial attempt. And what did Lodge Long do after coming to Jesse Owens? First of all, he put his hand on his shoulder and offered a firm handshake to Jesse Owens. He offered me a firm means solid, handshake to Jesse Owens. Then he introduced himself by saying, Jesse Owens, I am Lodge Long. I am Lodge Long. I don't think we have met before. In fact, they had never met before. Jesse Owens was from America and Lodge Long was from Germany. They had not known each other earlier. They had never met also before. He spoke English well. Here he refers to Lodge Long. Lodge Long spoke English well, though with a German twist to it. Here twist, T-W-I-S-T, twist means accent, A-C-C-E-N-T. While speaking in English, it was found that there was a German accent in his spoken English. No doubt, Lodge Long, being a German, spoke English well, but there was a German twist or German accent in his spoken English. Glad to meet you, I said. Here I refers to whom? I refers to Jesse Owens. In reply, Jesse Owens said to Lodge Long that he was glad, he was happy to meet with him. Glad to meet you. Then, trying to hide my nervousness, he did not want to expose his nervousness before his opponent, competitor. In fact, Lodge Long was his competitor of that long jump event. So he did not want to expose his nervousness before Lodge Long. Trying to hide my nervousness, I added. Here added means asked. What did Jesse Owens ask to Lodge Long? I asked, how are you? This question was asked by Jesse Owens to Lodge Long. So what was the question asked by Jesse Owens to Lodge Long? The question that was asked by Jesse Owens to Lodge Long was that how he was. I am fine. The reply that came from the mouth of Lodge Long was that he was fine. I am fine. The question is, then he said, then Lodge Long said to Jesse Owens, but tell me, how are you? I asked, as I have already said to you, I refers to Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens asked, what do you mean by asking how I am? Something must be eating you. This statement was said by Lodge Long. Lodge Long said to Jesse Owens, something must be eating you. Here eating means agitating. Eating means bothering, B-O-T-H-E-R-I-N-G, bothering or agitating. Something must be eating you, was said by Lodge Long to Jesse Owens. Proud the way foreigners are when they have mastered a bit of American slang. Here mastered means having full control over something. Mastered here used as a verb. And what does it mean? Mastered means having a full control over something. A bit of American slang. Write down the meaning of the word slang. Slang means very informal words or expressions that are more common to spoken English. See, English was a foreign language for Lodge Long. Lodge Long's mother tongue was not English, but he could speak English well. See, English is also not our mother tongue. But when we speak in English, we feel proud of ourselves. And the same thing had happened With whom? With Lodge Long. Proud the way foreigners are when they have mastered a bit of American slang. You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed. And he said, Lodge Long said to Jesse Owens. And what did he say to Jesse Owens? You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed. With your eyes closed. Without putting much effort, he should be qualified for the finals easily. Believe me, I know it. Jesse Owens then said to Lodge Long that he knew how to qualify for the finals. So he said, believe me, I know it. And it felt good to say that to someone. It felt good to say that someone. See, when we share our joys become doubled. Similarly, when we share our sorrows become lessened. Lessened. So let us not hesitate to share our joys with our friends, with our parents, brothers and sisters. Similarly, let us also share our joys, our sorrows with our friends, with our parents, with our teachers, so that our sorrows will be lessened. For the next few minutes, we talk together, and both the athletes, Jesse Owens and Lodge Long, talk together for the next few minutes. But Jesse Owens did not tell what was bothering him. I did not tell Long what was eating me. Here, eating, as I have already told you, eating means agitating or bothering me. But he seemed to understand. But Lodge Long seemed to understand that my anger, that means the anger of who? Jesse Owens, was troubling him. Eating means also troubling. Troubling. Lodge Long understood it was the anger of Jesse Owens that was eating him, or that was troubling him, or that was agitating him. And he took pains to reassure me. He took pains. Lodge Long took pains to reassure, to make him less frightened, as he had the ability to qualify for the finals of long jump event easily. So what did he do? He reassured. He took pains to reassure Jesse Owens. Although he had been schooled, here schooled is used as a verb. As a verb, school means educated. School means trained. Although Lodge Long had been schooled in Nazi youth movement, he did not believe in Aryan supremacy theory. What is said here? Although Lodge Long had been schooled, although Lodge Long had been trained in the Nazi youth movement, he did not believe in Aryan supremacy theory. He did not believe that Aryans were superior to other races. Neither Lodge Long nor Jesse Owens believed in Aryan supremacy business or Aryan supremacy theory. Although he had been schooled in the Nazi youth movement, he did not believe in the Aryan supremacy business any more than I did. Here I refers to whom? I refers to Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens also did not believe in Aryan supremacy theory. This sentence tells us both the athletes, neither Jesse Owens nor Lodge Long believed in Aryan supremacy business. See, Jesse Owens was from America and he had not been schooled in the Nazi youth movement. So naturally he did not believe in Aryan supremacy theory. Although Lodge Long had been schooled in the Nazi youth movement, he did not believe that Aryans were superior to others. He did not believe in Aryan supremacy business. Clear? We laughed over the fact. Both the athletes laughed over the fact that he really looked the part. He refers to here Lodge Long. Really looked the part. Really looked the part means to have the appearance. Lodge Long had the appearance, or the appearance of Lodge Long made others think that he was a part of Aryan supremacy theory, though Lodge Long did not believe in it. We laughed over the fact that he really looked the part, though. Now listen about the appearance of Lodge Long. Lodge Long was an inch taller than Jesse Owens, and remember, after then always subjective case should be used. Taller than I, but not taller than me. Here it is written an inch taller than I. He was an inch taller than I. He was not an inch taller than me. If you write he was an inch taller than me, then it is grammatically incorrect. Lodge Long was an inch taller than Jesse Owens. He had also a lean, muscular frame. Frame means body structure. Clear blue eyes, fair hair, and a strikingly handsome face. Strikingly means very attractive face. Finally, seeing that I had calmed down. Calm down means write down, become quiet or become relaxed. Finally, seeing that I had calmed down somewhat, he pointed to the take-off board. And when Lodge Long found that I had calmed down, he simply pointed to the take-off board. He pointed to the take-off board. Then after he said, look, why don't you draw a line a few inches at the back of the board and aim at making your takeoff from there? He suggested, Lodge Long suggested to Jesse Owens that he should take off a few inches behind the board, behind that line. So he said, why don't you draw a line a few inches at the back of the board and aim at making your takeoff from there. You will be sure not to foul. If you jump a few inches at the back of the takeoff board, you will easily qualify for the finals, and your jump will not be declared as a no jump by the referee. You will be sure not to foul, and you certainly ought to jump far enough to qualify. What does it matter if you are not fast in the trial? In the trials, medals are not awarded to the athletes, but medals are awarded to the athletes only in the finals. See, today's jump is the trial jump, and trials are played only to select the athletes for the finals. What does it matter if you are not fast in the trials? Tomorrow is what counts. Tomorrow is what counts means tomorrow is what matters. The final of the long jump event will be played tomorrow. And if you are fast in the final event, you will be awarded either gold medal or the silver medal or the bronze medal. But today's jump is the trial jump, and trial jumps are conducted only to select the athletes for the finals. Suddenly, all the tension seemed to ebb. Ebb means decrease. EBB, ebb means decrease out of my body. Because Lodge Long spoke the fact. Lodge Long spoke the truth. Suddenly, all the tension seemed to ebb out of my body as the truth of what he said hit me. Hit me means struck. STRUCK. Struck Jesse Owens. So he decided to follow the advice given to him by Lodge Long. He decided in the last attempt of the trial, he would jump a few inches behind the takeoff board. So what did he do? Confidently, I drew a line a full foot. He decided to jump a full foot behind the takeoff board in order to avoid his jump as a no jump. Confidently, I drew a line a full foot behind the board and advanced or proceeded to jump from there. And he qualified with almost a foot to spare. See, two lines were drawn by the referee. One was the takeoff board and another was the qualifying line. And the athletes were informed beforehand by the referee that they should not touch the takeoff board or they should not cross the takeoff board. If they touch or cross the takeoff board, then their jumps will be declared as no jumps. Similarly, one qualifying line was also drawn. Those who jumped more than the qualifying line drawn by the referee were qualified for the finals of the long jump event. And see, he jumped a full foot behind the takeoff board and jumped 1 foot more than the qualifying line drawn by the referee. Thus, he qualified for the finals of the long jump event by following the advice given to him by Lodge Long. Now, let us proceed to the next unit, that is the third unit of the lesson. That night, I walked over to Lodge Long's room in the Olympic Village to thank him. See, he was very much grateful to Lodge Long because he knew he qualified for the finals of the long jump event because of the help given to him by Lodge Long. So what did he do? That night, he walked over to Lodge Long's room in the Olympic Village. And why did he go to the room of the Lodge Long that night? That night he went to the room of Lodge Long to extend or to offer his thanks to him. I knew that if it had not for him, I probably would not be jumping in the finals the following day. The next day, the final of the long jump event was going to be conducted. And Jesse Owens would not have participated in the finals of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics if Lodge Long had not helped him. If it had not for Lodge Long, Jesse Owens would not be probably participating in the final events of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. So Jesse Owens knew that if it had not for Lodge Long, he probably would not be jumping in the finals the next day or the following day. After going to the room of Lodge Long, both the athletes sat together in the room of Lodge Long. We sat in his quarters and talked for 2 hours. Sitting in the quarters or sitting in the room of Lodge Long, both the athletes talked for 2 hours. And what did they talk about? They talked about the track, the field, about their personal lives, about the world situation, and a dozen other things. A dozen other things means many other things. So what have you understood? That night, after qualifying for the final of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, he went to the room of Lodz Long. And where was the room of Lodz Long? It was in the Olympic Village. As you know, the athletes who go to participate in the Olympic events are provided rooms to stay there. So accommodation was provided not only to Lodz Long, accommodation was also provided to all the athletes. A room was also provided to Jesse Owens. But after qualifying for the finals in the long jump event, what did he do? He went to the room of Lodz Long in order to extend his thanks to him. Thereafter, they sat together in the room of Lodz Long and talked about the track, the field, about their personal lives, about the world situation, and many other things, a dozen other things. At last, when he got up to leave Lodz Long's room, both the athletes felt that a friendship had been formed between them. When I means Jesse Owens, finally got up to leave, both the athletes, Jesse Owens and Lodz Long, knew that a true friendship had been formed between them. Next day, the final of the long jump event would be played, and both the athletes tried to beat each other. Lodz would go out to the field the next day, trying to beat me if he could. Here, beat means to defeat somebody in a game or to defeat somebody in a competition. Lodz would go out to the field as a participant of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. Lodz would go out to the field the next day trying to defeat Jesse Owens if he could. But Jesse Owens knew that Lodz Long wanted that Jesse Owens should do well in the final of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. But I knew that he wanted me to do my best, even if that meant my winning. To do my best means to do something to achieve good result. At the same time, Lodz Long wanted that his friend Jesse Owens should do his best in the final of long jump event. As it turned out means proved as a phrasal verb. As it turned out, Lodz broke his own past record. Lodz gave his best performance in the final of long jump event in 1936 Summer Olympics. Lodz Long broke his own past record. That means he gave his best performance in the final of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. In doing so, in giving best performance in the final of long jump event, Lodz Long pushed Jesse Owens on to a peak performance. Peak, used to describe the highest level of something. But peak performance means best performance. In performing well in the final of the long jump event, Lodz Long pushed Jesse Owens on to a peak performance. I remember that at the instant, here instant means moment. At the moment I landed from my final jump, the one which set the Olympic record of 26 feet 1 by 4 inches, he was at my side congratulating me. See, in the final of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, Jesse Owens could not break his own past record. A year before, as a university student, we know Jesse Owens had set the world record of 26 feet 8 1 by 4 inches. But in the final of the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, he jumped 26 feet 5 1 by 4 inches, and it was the highest jump. As a result, Jesse Owens was declared the winner of gold medal in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. And when Jesse Owens was declared the winner of long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, he found his best friend Lodge Long was standing by his side and wishing him congratulations. He found Jesse Owens standing by his side and congratulating him on his success. Lodge Long gave his best performance in the final of long jump event, but he was not the winner of gold medal winner of long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. Jesse Owens could not break his own past record. Lodge Long broke his own past record, but Jesse Owens could not break his own past record. His own past record in the long jump event was 26 feet 8 1 by 4 inches. But in the final of long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, he jumped 26 feet 5 1 by 4 inches, and it was the highest jump in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. That was the reason why Jesse Owens was declared the winner of gold medal in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. And when he was declared the winner of gold medal in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics, he found his friend Lodge Long standing by his side and wishing him congratulations. Despite the fact that Hitler glared, G-L-A-R-E-D, glared means looked at somebody in an angry way or angry look. Despite the fact that Hitler glared at us from the stands not 100 yards away, Lodge came to me and gave a firm handshake to me. Lodge shook my hand hard. See, Lodge Long did not bother the angry look of Hitler, but went to Jesse Owens and offered a firm handshake. And it was not a fake smile with a broken heart, short of grief either. See, he was very much delighted. Lodge Long was very much delighted when he found his friend Jesse Owens became the winner of gold medal in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. It was not a fake. Fake means false. Smile with a broken heart. Smile with a broken heart. Broken heart means a feeling of great sadness. He gave a smile and it was not with a broken heart. That means feeling of great sadness. He was really very much happy when he found his friend Jesse Owens became the winner of gold medal in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics. Thereafter, Jesse Owens said, you could melt down. Melt down means to become liquid and lose form. You could melt down all the gold medals and cups I have. They would not be a plating. Plating means a thin coating. Would not be a plating on the 24 karat friendship. 24 karat friendship means real friendship. That genuine friendship Jesse Owens felt for Lodge Long at that moment. Then Jesse Owens realized too that Lodge Long was the epitome. Epitome means a perfect example of something. Epitome, a perfect example of something. Then that Lodge Long was the perfect example of what Pierre de Coubertin. And who was Pierre de Coubertin? Pierre de Coubertin was the founder of modern Olympic Games. I realized that Lodge Long was the epitome of what Pierre de Coubertin, founder of the modern Olympic Games, must have had in mind when he said, And what did Kabatin say? He said, the most important thing in Olympic Games is not winning, but taking part. Yes, the most Olympic Games are played in order to spread the fraternity, in order to spread the universal brotherhood. And what did Kabatin say? Kabatin said, the most important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning, but participating, taking part. Similarly, the essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well. Yes, the essential thing in life is not conquering. Conquering means what? Defeating somebody in a race or defeating somebody in a competition. The essential thing in life is fighting well. We should know how to fight well in our lives to overcome all the ordeals, all the problems, and all the difficulties for our existence. Now, let me ask you one or two questions. Who was Kabatin? Kabatin was the founder of modern Olympic Games. What was his ideal? His ideal was the important thing in Olympic Games is not winning but participating. Similarly, the essential thing in life is not conquering but fighting well. In the next class or in the next video, we will go through the lesson, The Doctor's Word from Book 2. Thank you all.